Hi, Geminis. If you want to come on in, have a seat for some symbolic support. Got your scroll here that washed up on the ethereal shores of the spirit realm meets the beach of the earthly realm. We'll see what shapes and symbols stand out. As well, we have a shaman's palm here of elements to support, and ghost tube seer version here for any visual additions that may inspire or irritate. Receive or release freely. Gems, here's your skull. If you want to take a screenshot so you can scry on your own time and terms. Thank you as always for being my muse, for holding space for me to share my insights and allowing me to be a guest in your aura. Gems, I feel good. I feel like I'm getting ready for something, preparing, presentation, presenting myself. And it's like in almost like one of those, I'm not going to say circus tents. It's not a circus tent, but like if you're going to a fair or something like that, and everyone has their tent set up, that's what it feels like. And it feels like it's a family affair. So even if you're going about it alone, it feels like there's a family with you. Yeah, there it is right there. I can see it. I'm going to take a moment here. I don't think I did. But you're welcome to join me to close the eyes. Cleansing the palette of perception, releasing the race and the rush. Activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support amidst the aura of Gemini. Thank you. Okay, so I'm right in. Like I jumped right in. Sorry, I've been in the office a lot today. This is where I'm seeing it like that. It's not a tent, but it's kind of like those tent, or like, even if you're going to like a family event and you might have like one of those pop-up tents so you can eat under, have shade, something along that lines. It's one of those things. Just heard like the show Family Matters, if anyone is familiar with that show, Family Matters. I'm seeing okay. I'm seeing a very large like book that is open. Are you feeling, Gemini's, like you're an open book right now? But I'm seeing it as though in the movie Willy Wonka, and the grandparents are all in the bed, and there's some at this end and some at that end. But it feels like I'm like one person in a king size bed. But there's also somebody at the other end. And it's kind of like we're talking, whether this is aspects of the self, of course, or maybe it's somebody else. But it feels like I'm at a really nice hotel, or I'm taking a break from things, or maybe I'm just like leveling up. I could say that's how like I'm leveling up, and I'm gone from, a twin bed to a queen bed, or a double to a queen to a king size bed. And I feel like it's starting a new chapter. I'm also seeing, I think it's the infinity symbol, like a choker, like if you're somebody who wears a choker or a necklace, whether I'm seeing it as the infinity symbol, but I feel like that's just telling me that there's some sort of charm around the throat. And to notice that, if you're not already aware, that whatever may hang between the throat and the heart, what weight it bears, and connection. I'm also seeing somebody that might have been either in a band, because there's something like on the shoulders, like if I was in a marching band. Also, if you were part of the military, I'm seeing you being recognized from spirit in general. There's a woman coming through here. Proud as a peach. Proud as a peach. But something about eyesight. Yes, we are still here. Thank you. She might not have been able to see clearly. Sorry, it's over here for me. She might have been blind or something had happened, but it was almost like she could still sense things. Okay, I'm also seeing, how do I say? Mouse holes, like in a cartoon, how they're depicted. I'm seeing mouse holes, and I feel like I'm actually getting access behind it, which is interesting. So it's like I can go back, and then I can see like these mice, and I think maybe you have traps for them already or something, if you're looking at it from the rodent rabbit hole, which is one, right? The rodent rabbit hole. What I'm also seeing on the other hand, though, is this communication on another level. it's like play. It reminds me of play. Again, even in the big bed, there was two. And here, and I know I'm looking at an ink blot, let's not be ridiculous, but it's stepping forward to see it as two and this coming together. Now, interestingly enough, when I'm up in the other aspect, like this big bed, there's one person there, one person there. It's like they have their arms over the covers, like, here we are, we did it. And then, but no, it's this way for you. There's the muscles. They're coming in horizontally, vertically and horizontally. So there's this balance of like active and passive. I have flipped it. Let's take a moment here. Yeah, I'm seeing somebody working on a book or something. Somebody else might be sculpturing something, maybe you're a mechanic, or maybe you're a carpenter, welder. Maybe you just like to play with mud, or you build something, you go to flea markets. I don't know what you're doing, but I'm seeing like a map or a book. And, it's like one of those people I can see, like if I was watching like Game of Thrones or some majestic moment and they unroll the map and put their hands on their table. It's like, whoops, this is where I'm at. What are we looking at here? That's how I'm seeing it. What am I looking at? And I'm seeing glasses, but very specifically the brim, this is the brim, the arms of it, they're loose. So I think I've seen them in real life. So I believe they are a thing, and you can like tie them right around your ears. That's how I'm seeing that. What's coming through up here? Something about... Yeah, I'm seeing it as a flag, even though I feel like words are trying to come through, like band of something. Somebody might have been, you might be a nurse. If you were in the military and maybe something had happened, you needed care, or maybe that's, or you're an ambulance driver or something, or in healthcare, something along that lines. I feel like that the hospital or the location that you work at, especially if it's still happening, like you're still involved in that as a career, there's like a woman that walks the halls. I feel like she was a nurse that had passed away, and that's just her calling to continue to help. And I feel like some of the people that work there in this hospital may know that. I'm also seeing somebody doing like gymnastics, but it's on that bolster thing. It's like or is it a horse? Is it a horse? Something along that lines. And like you stick your feet out and you can hold it's kind of like the map guy or the blueprint guy. It doesn't have to be a guy, it's just the way it's coming through. And then this person's like this, and they usually have their legs sticking out. Okay. These have already been pre-shuffled, but we're going to wander into your cave of ice. Geminis, we have here Spirit of Wisdom stepping forward. In your cave of wind, we have here Shaman of Tradition. In your cave of hearth fires is Dancer of Promise. In your cave of rivers is Hunter of Mysteries. And in your cave of earth is your Ancestor of Boundaries. I'm going to take a moment here. Of course, if those mean anything to you, please follow suit. Spirit of Wisdom, it's bringing me into that blueprint, that map, the glasses. Want to be wise about my next move, where I'm going, where I spend my time, what I'm doing, but not to the point where I'm holding myself in a tradition that limits me because it was maybe somebody else's. But I don't want to be disrespectful. Okay, so how it really is feeling, thank you, is, it's always been done this way. This is just what you do. Or, it's just maybe whatever this field is or this idea is that you want to go about it. And I feel like you have enough wisdom to acknowledge what parts of the tradition you might resonate with, and you might just need to trust and explore the rest of it by experiencing it, because I feel like you're going to be tweaking it along the way. Absolutely. See, there's like that market thing that I was talking about from the beginning. I don't know if it comes all the way through. It's like an old town. That's like, it felt like carnival, but not carnival, but kind of like carnival-y, festival-y. That's what it feels like. It's going to be flourishing And something in your hearth fires, it's like I made a promise to myself, or I made a promise to someone that I was going to pursue this. And it might be in your family line, might be somebody that has passed on, a mother specifically, that has stepped forward and is saying, like, you made this promise and I'm helping you pursue it. But it means you might have to go outside of the boundaries of what I thought and knew, and also don't be afraid to go above and beyond them. So even if you can't maybe fully embody a promise that you made back in the day, or even to a version of yourself, you're like, you know what? I'm going to leave enough room for mystery as I pursue, but I'm still going to look at this map, and I'm going to start with what I know with the shaman of tradition, and I'm going to make that promise. That's the seed, but it's not meant to be controlled moving forward. The seed is the intention right at the throat, right? And as long as somewhere along the lines, whatever these experiences may be, these mysteries, because I feel like wherever you are approaching or balancing, you're going to be very good at, if not already. But it could just be in these different platforms, these different placements that it's like, oh, well, it's always been done this way. And you're like, well, I didn't really go about it that way. And you might actually find just following the path that's already been paved is the path of least resistance. However, at some point in time, I feel like you're going to hit a point or an observation, and you're going to be like, you know what? I'm so glad. And now that I'm here, I'm inspired to start adding my own tradition to this. And somewhere along the lines, I'm hearing this. That's the whole point of paving paths. You know, if you're following the path that other people have paved, the point is to come to your pinnacle of sorts so you can add on for yourself, because it actually puts another inch on, or puts another mile on for somebody else to possibly follow in your footsteps. And then they're going to reach a certain point, and they're going to wander off. The promise is intact. The promise is intact. Okay, gems, we have here the companion, which is your spirit with you along this journey, as you are the journeyer. Grandfather Sky, Freedom Horse is coming through. Something about nighttime. You might also have a grandfather in spirit that's helping guide you. Grandmother. Okay, so you have grandfather that came out first, and grandmother earth that came out. So you have like old energy supporting you. And when I say old, I'm not, trying to be disrespectful. I mean like wise. You have like the wisdom of elders within you to follow, respect tradition, but not be held by it. There's an acknowledgement of timelines being different. It's meant to inspire, not suffocate. That's exactly how I'm hearing it. Freedom Horse came through with the spirit of tradition. So I just want that to be acknowledged, how you feel. If you are honoring the tradition, but it's being expressed in your own way, maybe communicating that, or just acknowledging it. To be like, I am freeing myself from the confines, but I've got ideas, and I want to try something different. But while it's almost like having the two paths, Geminis, it's like, yep, okay, this is the map, this is the blueprint, and I follow these steps, but there's room along the way for mystery, Unseen here is the trickster, and don't trick yourself. Don't trick yourself into thinking that, oops, there we go. It's not like you can't have it both ways. This isn't a cake and eat it too thing. This is seed of promise, moving through tradition freely, and mystery. Tradition and mystery. Tradition and mystery. Tradition and mystery. And it's like you're keeping your promises in prayer, praying to work, again, communicating whatever hangs at your throat and your heart, communicating, not forcing it to tie together. That's not what it's about, but it's almost like maybe you're journaling it down, or maybe you're writing it down of how it connects. Maybe you won't see how it connects until it's a decade later and you go back. This could also be a time thing, a time warp. If you're going back and looking at old journals or old pictures, and you're like, wow, you can connect the dots. Anyway, prayer, feathers, and promise. It's so beautiful. You absolutely have people people, energies, entities in the supernatural realm that are working with you to not fulfill a promise in its concrete form, but to have you flourish within it and to actually make it grow. Hunter of Mysteries, Spirit Keeper of the East, and Spirit Keeper of the South came through here with your Hunter of Mysteries and Ancestor of Boundaries. Something about your reputation. Something about your reputation. It's going to shine. You're going to be trying new things. The landscapes are the same. It's like I'm seeing that movie that I've never seen, The Land of Time. Never seen it. Never seen it. But it's like, and I'm heading off into the sunset or sunrise. Again, it's like the book or the journal or, your phone and flipping through, how I guess those like maybe it's Instagram or Facebook brings up memories and seeing that you're like, wow, I remember what I was thinking back then. I remember. Okay. Closing out messages. So thank you very much. We have no limitations. You are a celestial being with unlimited potential, and there is much for you to share. Light, it is time to reveal your radiant light to the world. Spirit Keeper of the South, also having to do with reputation and feng shui. And then unseen, here we have advancement. A strong energy is propelling you forward, following the stirrings of your heart. Whether you are a nurse, a war vet, or in the band, whatever the case may be, you have people helping you propel you. Caregiver, it's like seeing caregivers and what care means, like how care is being exchanged. I care so much about my country. I feel it's expressed by, joining the army. I care. I'm going to become a nurse. There's no limitations to this. There's no limitations to how you're going to advance even your tradition, what may exist, or traditional thoughts. I hope this makes sense. This felt really, really good, Geminis, and I'm completely honored. Like, share, subscribe if you didn't already, because I don't think I said that in all my yammerings. The links are below to donate, support, all that kind of good stuff and super things, as well request a personal. Until next time, thank you.